Welcome to another episode of Actual Auto Repairs, you sweet rabbits. Today we have a 2004 Hyundai Elantra, and we're going to be replacing the left front axle right here on Actual Auto Repairs.
This channel is a member of the Astral Stars, which means we have a zero-tolerance policy against the harassment of others. Anybody who violates that policy will be banned. For further information, please visit www.theastralstars.com.
Alright guys, we got the car jacked up. We got our jack stand there. Very, very, very important. Have your jack stand there. And as added security, I'm leaving my hydraulic jack right there. This is from Harbor Freight at 3-ton heavy duty. Yeah, boy. All right, let's get this over with. Let's get our air gun hooked up. First thing we're gonna do is take off the tire. The tire is held on by 4 21mm lug nuts, or you can use 13/16. So let's get this tire off. Put it down to the side. The next thing you want to do is grab your set of wire cutters. Right about here. Take off this cotter pin right here in the center. Just bring that up. And grab on to the end of it. Knock that down a little bit. Grab that down. Pull that off. This should be a bigger than this little one right here. But that's okay. Alright, let's put that down. The next thing we'll do, you got a nut right here. This nut is 1 1/4 inch nut, or it's a 31mm. So I'm using my 1 1/4 inch deep, 1/2 inch drive. Get my air gun, buzz that right off, along with the lock washer. So far, we are looking good. The next thing you want to do, guys, is go around to this side to the outer tie rod. Here's your outer tie rod. Wow, this thing, this is supposed to be a boot. This is what's left of a boot, and it's supposed to be grease in here. Let me see something here. Yeah, you can actually see the play in that. That's definitely let the customer know they're gonna need one. But in the meantime, where's our wire cutters? We got a cotter pin right here that's holding that castle nut into place. So we gotta go ahead and take that cotter pin out of there. Bam, there we go. Next, we're gonna take that nut off. It looks like about a 17mm, and look at that, it sure is. Let's buzz that off. Great, we got that off. This joint will not come out. What we're gonna use now, and you can use a fork and put it in there and pop that out, and we can definitely use this because the boot's already torping off. But if the boot was there and the grease was there, you don't want to do that. So you're going to use a process called shock and awe. You shock it right there at the spindle, and that outer tower can go, oh, and it's going to pop right up out of there. Watch this. Get our Thor's hammer right here. Love these hammers. And you want to be careful. Hit it right there at that joint. Nope, hit it again. Pop right out of there. Look at that. And so we don't use the castle nut, we're gonna put that. Yeah, that joint is definitely loose. I'm gonna let them know to definitely change that.
Can that damage an axle?
No, that cannot damage an axle, but it will cause a shake. It can mess up the tire. It can cause the tire to wear kind of uneven. Let's check out this tire. It can cause a tire to have like bald spots on it, but this one's wearing. It's definitely wearing out, on both sides actually. So maybe the tire is low in air. So it can definitely wear out a tire and it cause the car to shake. The reason why I took that out because I want to get to my lower ball joint right about now. You can see right there, it's held on by a 19mm nut. So what we're going to do is get us a 19mm wrench. And because we have to loosen it, go this way, we're going to turn the wheel this way and go from this side. Okay, Go over here. Put that wrench up there. Take that right off. All right, this is a little slow process, so let's get this off and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got that off. It came right off. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is the same procedure we did with the outer tie rod, shock and awe, right? Now, what we need to do is hit that spindle right here, because what we gotta do, this whole control arm, the lower ball joint, it's gotta drop down. And even with, let me see now, even with this, nope, it won't come down. So we gotta shock that loose. So I'll get my same Thor hammer, line it up with it. All right, let's see if that's gonna be loose enough. Nope. So hit that little. All right, guys, camera went out. Let's do this again. Oh, that thing. Okay, let's try it now. Still not. You know what? This is in my way, man. I'm gonna have to put this jack down. Okay, you're gonna have to back up a bit. So this thing hit this.
Wait, I'm straight here. Okay, go ahead.
Man, that thing. That's gotta be it. Let's try it now. There we go. All right. On this side over here, I took my pry bar, put it between the stabilizer link and the stabilizer bar. Let it go down, up under this frame right here, and I'm pushing down. All right. So I'm gonna push down, and you watch over here. See how the joint comes out, down, and I can move my spindle out. Great. Next thing we're gonna do, take this, put my thumb here as a little bit of pressure, pop that axle out, swing the whole spindle assembly and all to the side, and there we go. The next thing I'm gonna do is get my pry bar, and now I'm gonna go under there to the transmission, and I gotta pop that axle out of that transmission. Let me see if, hopefully you can get a good angle like this. Look at this. So let me get up under there and see if I can get a good angle. Be right back. All right, guys. Here's the axle. And you're going to see my pry bar come up right between, got a good look at that? Mm-hmm. Right between the transmission and the axle. Right there. Now, take a look at down here and see where my pry bar is. So what I'm going to do right now is push my pry bar handle towards the passenger side, and that's because of where I'm at, it's going to pop that axle right out. Now, this is also a good time to have a pan up under here, just in case you lose fluid. All right, let's pop this out. Bingo, just like that. Real easy. All right, then you take your whole axle assembly. Oops, gonna push it out a little bit more. It did pop out, but I guess it's just trying to hold on. Don't want to get out of there. There we go. Take our axle right out. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, here we go. We got the two axles lined up together to make sure they're the same. This one's great. This one came with a new axle nut and came with little protectors to protect the teeth, the gears. Let's turn this around. Make sure the same length. This is great. You're going to have a little clip on the end of these. When this thing goes into the transmission, this clip sets in like a groove. It pops in and keeps that axle from coming out. That's why you got to get that pry bar between there and pop that out. So when you pop it loose from there, it comes out. Now we're ready to put this back in. Now, putting this back in, if you look very close to the tip of this, you're going to see the front part got some teeth, the ring, and then the back part. Putting this into the transmission, we're going to put it into the transmission, and it's going to grab on those teeth right there, and then it's going to stop. that's going to be good. At least then you know it's lined up. So we're going to put it in. You got to shake it to make sure it is in. You won't be able to move it like this. You're only going to be able to move it just a little bit so you know the teeth are definitely lined up. All right, so let's go over here. Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. I looked at this axle. Look at this little ring right here. Then look right there. That's not bad. That's all we have to do is bend that back out of place. So let me get a pair of pliers or something, needle nose, and bend that back straight. It's got nothing to do with anything. There's no wheel speed sensor on this side. It's on the other side, so we don't have to worry about that. So let's get some needle nose. And let's bend this back into place. Bear back. All right, guys. There we go. Perfect. I'm a genius. All right, let's go up over here. And as you watch through there, let's get our axle through here. And my right hand is going to guide this axle into the transmission. And you notice I'm turning it. See, I know it's not lined up if I can do this. Go a little bit more. There it is, locked into place. But that's not it yet. We gotta come from under here. Now we gotta pop that in past that clip. And what you're gonna do is use a hammer on this side. Don't use a metal hammer. Go to the other side, or get you something rubber, or get a block of wood and put it there to hit it. And what you're gonna do, hold it into place, tap it. You don't have to bang it or nothing like that. That's all you do, just tap it, and you're gonna hear that axle go right in. Let's listen. Bam, that's it. When you hear that dull sound, you know you got it made. The next thing we're gonna do is, what I like to do is right over here, put a little anti-seize on these gears right here, because a lot of times they get rusted inside the bearing and it's hard to come out. So we're gonna get a little anti-seize here. Put it up there. Great. Then, if you look behind here, here's our hub bearing. And you can see it's already started to rust and all that. So that axle's got to go in there and all them teeth got to line up. So we're going to pull it out with our hand. Let's go around the other side so we can see it better. We're going to take our axle. Bring our axle into there. Turn our rotor back and forth till our axle goes in there. Perfect. It went right through. And just so we don't have a problem with that coming back out, let's put our lock washer there and the new axle nut. The next thing we're going to do, get our flashlight from under there, because we don't need that no more. Now the next thing we're going to do is take our pry bar, go back around, and we're going to pry this down to get our little ball joint in there. I'm going to see if I can get it from this side instead of going back from around there. There we go. Alright, look at where I'm hooking up right here. I'm going right between this opening of the lower control arm and right below this bolt, right there, just like that. And I'm pulling down. All right, let's go back to the front. And we're going to want this lower ball joint to go into the spindle. Dang it. All right, there we go. Right there. Now, the next thing we're going to do is turn it to this side, get our 19mm nut, put that on, then take our 19mm wrench and we're going to tighten that up. And you want to tighten that up really tight. You want to make sure this bottom one is tight. So let's bring this all the way down and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got this down tight. Now I'm going to my closed end, and I want to really pull on this thing to tighten that up. That's what I'm talking about. The next thing we're going to do, let's turn it to the side. We got our axle nut right here. Let's get our 1 1/4 inch socket. Get our air gun. Tight. Tighten this castle nut up. Now, that castle nut's got to line up with one of them holes inside the axle, and it's just about there. Perfect. I got this one lined up over here. Now, I don't like this cotter pin, is really skinny. I'm gonna get me a new cotter pin and stick in there, because I definitely don't like this one. See if I can get a bigger one. But in the meantime, let's go over here, get our outer tie rod. This thing is really, look at this. I am definitely gonna tell them 100% they gotta change this now. Let's put this back into place. And you notice there's a little hole right in there. So when this castle nut goes on, you gotta when you tighten it up, you gotta make sure one of those slots line up with that hole, so you can get the cotter pin in there. So we put that down, and that was a 17 millimeter. This is using my 17 millimeter deep. And notice what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put pressure down on this, because if I try to tighten it up now, the whole joint and everything to turn. By me put my hand down there, look at that. Just not too much pressure, it'll be able to stop. And if you don't have enough strength like I do, what you're gonna do is get you a pry bar. Get you a pry bar. Stick the pry bar under the stabilizer bar onto the top of the joint and just push it down a little bit. That'll hold it in place also. Alright? So I don't need to do that though. Put my hand down here. Tighten it up. I can look at that. That line is almost there. Now that I got it that way, now I can get my ratchet oil, or being that I'm used to this. Dang it. Now you're making me look like a fool. There we go. Looks like it's lined up. Hey, let me get some new cotter pins and I'll be right back. Alright guys, got two cotter pins. Let's get this cotter pin into here. Bend those tabs back. Bend that up. Now the cotter pin is to stop that nut from coming off. Alright, and we got a nice size big one instead of that little cheesy one they had up here. Let's get that in there. Perfect. Bring this up. Right there. Now see how this one's coming down? You definitely don't want to lose this up there. Leave it like that, because it'll go in there and it'll hit the tire. So what you want to do is, maybe if you want to just cut it off a little bit and bend the other one up like that. Great. We have got that done. Everything is tightened up. Let's get that little shake right there. We got to tell them about that outer tie rod. All right. Next thing we're going to do is get our tire. On there, get our lug nuts where they are. Now tightening this up, you want to make sure you tighten it up across from each other. So we're going to tighten up this one, bring it in snug, then go over here to this one, and then the other two. That way this wheel bolts up evenly. Because if it bolts up crooked, you're gonna, as soon as you start driving down the road, the car's gonna shake back and forth, and you're gonna be thinking that it was something that you did. So, bring this one in till it snugs. Now we tighten it. Cross. Done. This job is done, guys. We'll be right back.
Alright, so that's how you replace an axle on a 2004 Hyundai Elantra. I'm not sure if it makes any difference, but this is an automatic. So if you guys have any comments or questions, you can post it below in the comment section, or you can email Timmy at tim@astralautorepairs.com. Hope you paid attention. If not, watch it again. This is Sylvia from Astral Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. See you next time.